Holler, Heritage Action for America Vice President, the man who vigorously supports the Freedom Caucus. Is that correct, sir?
Yeah, we certainly support what they were trying to do, Stuart.
Okay.
They were actually trying to make sure that health care would have been great.
Okay. And I'm not going to get into it like that. Do you think this is a good strategy on the part of President Trump to go right after the Freedom Caucus?
Look, I mean, I think President Trump is frustrated, and he has every right to be. What he was looking forward to do is driving down premiums for the American people, and that bill wouldn't have done it. So there was bad leadership within Congress that even made this the viable vehicle to pursue health care reform. And the fact that it's being blocked is frustrating, but ultimately, he should hope that the policy gets done and done right.
Look, from my point of view, argue away all you like, but from my point of view, I would rather have Obamacare light, as you put it, than Obamacare full on, which is what we've got. Second point, I don't think it's a very good idea to derail the president's legislative agenda right from the get-go. I think the Freedom Caucus should move a little and stop their ideological purity, get on board, and let's get tax reform and let's get health care reform. Go ahead.
Stuart, it is one of the biggest mischaracterizations of this entire debate that the Freedom Caucus has not moved. There are a lot of things that conservatives don't like about the bill that Paul Ryan is pushing. So many things. But what the Freedom Caucus said and what conservatives have said is that if you can deregulate a bit more, get rid of the Obamacare insurance mandates, roll them back so that premiums actually go down, we will be okay with the rest of the bill even though we don't like it. So the Freedom Caucus has budged, they have moved, but the one thing that they are insistent upon is making sure that premiums go down for the American people. And if you know anybody who has been subject to these Obamacare premium increases, that is a laudable goal. They should be held up as heroes for trying to make that happen, not bludgeoned.
Ted Poe says he's left the caucus. He wants the Republicans to be the party of government. He wants to get something done. He wants a yes. What's wrong with that? I mean, wait a second. Can't you bend just in this one instance? You can't possibly just come a little bit away and say yes, because you know perfectly well that this whole bill will be changed radically when it gets to the Senate.
Stuart, so many people on the conservative side have bent. They think this is a bad bill, and they said they are okay with it if you can actually get some more regulations repealed. Because the bill as is not going to drive down premiums. It's not going to help the grandmother who tweeted at me yesterday that saw a 40% increase in her premiums this year. This bill will not do that. So why don't we get a bill that actually will do that? That's what President Trump promised. That's what congressional Republicans ran on.
It will be addressed in phases. What's wrong with phases 2 and 3? When some of your concerns will be addressed head on. What's wrong with that?
Well, I mean, Secretary Price can certainly do a lot from HHS, but he has to go through the rulemaking process. He's going to be subject to litigation. And it's temporary. You know business,
but look
Stuart.
what you've given us.
Temporary is not good.
Look what you've given us. I'm still suffering, and the whole country is still suffering under Obamacare. And we've derailed the legislative agenda.
Stuart, the only reason the legislative agenda is derailed is because moderates in the Republican Party literally said they will not pick up the phone and talk to conservatives trying to negotiate a bill that's better for the American people. It is the moderates within the Republican Party that are derailing this, not the conservatives trying to make things better. I'm
sorry, Dan. We're on opposite sides of the fence. It doesn't work for me. I just want things done. But look, I appreciate your argument, and I appreciate you coming on board. All good stuff, and thanks for being part of the debate. Come back again, because this ain't over. Thanks very much.
Will do.